At some schools, principals insisted that I also greet the children in the classrooms, which, of course, I gladly did. As a teacher myself, I remember how exciting it was to welcome a new group of students every year to my class. I was impressed by one class, Group 8, former 6th grade, where the teacher had already begun to have her students talk about their goals for the school year and which secondary school they wished to go to after they completed their primary education. She also asked them what they wanted to become. And the teacher was proud to be able to point out to me the one student, a young boy in the class, who aspired to be a teacher. Well, you can imagine that I surely encouraged him to stay with his dream. After our rounds, the Secretary General and I reflected on the number of male teachers we encountered, and sadly enough, we were able to count the number of male teachers in the schools that we had visited on one hand. Now, I'm very happy for all our female teachers, but I really want to encourage our boys and our men to consider teaching as a career. And why? Teaching is a very noble profession. It is a profession where you have the ability to impact lives and consequently to impact your very society. Also, our young boys need to see and need to be able to interact with positive male role models. I am encouraging girls and boys, young women and as well as young men, to consider teaching as a career. You will be granted a study financing if you qualify, and most assuredly, there will be a job waiting for you when you complete your studies. Talking about the shortage of teachers, about 2 weeks ago, I told you that in total there was a shortage of about 44 fully qualified teachers. Well, I'm glad to be able to let you know that the shortage is down to approximately 20 teachers. And I'm sure that my appeal for teachers did help to reduce the shortage. I got calls and emails, and I was able to direct these queries to the various school boards, who of course are the legal entities that hire teachers. I even got a query as far away as Iran. But the awareness of the teacher shortage has caused that 6th grade teacher that I just told you about, has caused her to encourage her students in 6th grade to consider teaching. To me, this is where and how we start to recruit teachers. If teachers consistently do this, we are bound to see an increase in the teaching corps in 5 to 10 years. What can the ministry do immediately to bridge the shortage gap? The ministry will grant temporary dispensation to persons recommended to the ministry by their school boards. During my visits to schools, I was pleased to see how well the principals and teachers were organized and had things under control. Also, they were very optimistic and looking forward to a successful school year. Of course, there are still some schools where construction is still going on, but it is being done in such a way as not to cause danger, noise, or disruption to the education process. With regard to construction and repairs, I would like to let you know that the Council of Ministers last week approved for repairs to be done in 6 of our public schools. The repairs would entail what we call urgent repairs, which include fixing roofs, doors and windows, plumbing, and electricity. As you might know, government just can't start repairs like that. It has to go through a tendering process. So very soon you will see in the media advertisements concerning the tendering of repairs in several of our public schools.
SXM, connecting you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGE.
How many pensioners do we have? We have approximately 930 pensioners at the moment. It fluctuates from month to month, of course, with a couple here, a couple there. Our total pension assets as per June 2018 is 692 million. Our local portfolio, so that is everything invested in St. Martin and Curacao, that is the monetary union we as St. Martin Pension Fund are under, is about 369 million. We have about 248 million invested internationally as of end of June. And this is one important one. This is the return on investment as of the end of December 2017 stood at 6.97, which is above the 5.5 internal APS target. Our current coverage ratio as of end of June is 101.81%. That is above the central bank minimum norm, but not enough for us as APS, as we would like to be at 105%, which is our target goal. And basically, to answer the question on what was the effect of Irma on our figures, not so much. And I'll show that in the next screen. Irma happened in September 2017, just where I have, that little thunderstorm. And after that, we actually financially did a lot better. So I don't know if there's an actual correlation between that. I don't think so, but I think you could say that the international markets, did rally. It could have to do a little bit with Irma in a sense that maybe in the construction sectors there was an upswing in production because of what happened in Puerto Rico and other Caribbean islands. But in any case, when you look at our coverage ratio, you don't really see any effects of Irma in that. So that in short. But we do have some weather that we need to deal with. And despite the effects of Irma being minimal in financial terms, there are actually three main challenges for APS, and those actually have a negative impact on the development of the coverage ratio. The first point I would like to point out was also mentioned by the Honorable Minister Geerlings, the receivables we have from government. We are currently owed approximately 39 million. This is 39 million guilders that we cannot invest to increase the fund's coverage ratio. The second storm that we are trying to weather at the moment is the finalization of the division of assets, the boedelscheiding with APC. Some of you might be thinking, but that was done already. That should be finalized. Yes, the big bulk was finalized. However, there was about 12 million, which was seen at that time as, just peanuts, just a little something that still needs to be figured out. But it's been dragging on for quite a while. And in his last visit in Curacao, I have asked the minister to discuss that matter there. And we have heard via the minister that it's going to be finalized as soon as possible. So We are trying via all kinds of angles to get this done, because maybe, for a pension fund as large as APC, this might not be, the first thing they think of and the biggest priority. But for APS, this is a very big priority, and I would like to not have this on my books in 2018. So we are working diligently on that. The third storm, and maybe the most important one that we have to weather, and in this case together, is finalizing the pension reform. As you know, the pension system needs to be future ready. That's why we have started on this process of getting the pension system reformed. The law has been written, it has gone to the Raad van Advies, and currently we are all busy with the finalization of the NADER rapport, after which it can go back to the Council of Ministers. This is extremely important to have this finalized as soon as possible, before the end of the year. This is something that we will all have to work on together with the Parliament. So as you can see, we need more instruments to influence the core virtue ratio positively. And that's why it's very important to get this done. I would like to talk now a little bit about our investment policy and strategy. And before I do that, I do want to, step a little bit outside of my pension bounds and talk a little bit about the complexities of the St. Martin capital market. Because we are dealing with a whole lot. And the harsh reality of it all is that when you look at all the financial institutions here in St. Martin, we all have enough money, but we do not have enough projects to invest in.
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact WIB today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices, the Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you're for.
Tell them, connecting you.
affordable home project, whereby 62 so-called affordable homes will be constructed. It will take like 24 months. And, but to me, the importance of that occasion was that, you know, where the government and the private sector or semi-private sector can come together and create possibilities for St. Martin, the economy, but also the social welfare of the people of St. Martin. I think the Oryx project is one of the examples. Just to let you know, the property on which this project will be constructed is a donation done by the government of St. Martin. Because of that, the project management was able to reduce or keep the price affordable in that sense. However, during that ceremony, I made it clear also to APS organization, which I'm very proud of where this is concerned, that fine, housing to the value of 250,000, the most expensive one, can be affordable for a certain segment in our society. But maybe it would be also a good idea to look at possibilities to initiate social housing for those that really need affordable housing in the truest sense of the word. It's a challenge that I placed at the APS board, and they, at least they acknowledge that, and they are surely going to look into possibilities to do so, because that is the core of an exercise like the one yesterday. But again, the government partnering with the private sector or the semi-private sector is key in making projects like this successful. Then I'm happy to announce also to the public in general, yesterday in the Council of Ministers meeting, we finally approved the financial statements, the overdue financial statements for the years 2013 and 2014, and they are now ready to send to Parliament for approval. We still have the financial statements 15, 16 and 17 to take care of. We are aiming to finalize 15 and maybe 16 by the end of this year, but the first quarter of 2019, I'm sure that we will be able to deliver all those in arrears financial statements, and that will allow us to be back to a normal situation whereby we can also start taking care of the financial statements of 2018. So, and then thank you to my team at the finance department for this, the hard work that they're putting in with the limited means that we have at our disposal. Having said that, it's also important for you to know that where the 2019 budget is concerned, we have a little surplus, or a moment that we are not busy with it because we are busy with the quarterly reporting to the CFT. Now, the quarterly reporting demands from our departments full and 100% attention, and that means with the limited resources, the human resources, and the time that we have at hand, we can only focus on the quarterly reporting right now. I'm mentioning this in the hope that my good friends of the CFT and our sister in the Netherlands are listening. This is what we have to deal with, and this is how we have to do it. And there is no other way about it, but we are working, you know, step by step and one project at a time. But just for you to know, just in case that someone would like to give a political spin to it. Then, in closing, I also would like to mention to you that the liquidity support that was approved for the first quarter of 2018, the 32.6 million, is close to be deposited in our account. We had to initiate a budget amendment to do that. That is because when I received a letter from the State Secretary Knops, that letter was accompanied by an agreement that I needed to sign. I cannot sign those agreements. That was an exercise that also took place with the first tranche that we received. It caused a lot of delays because we were supposed to sign something that we cannot constitutionally do. In order to be able to sign that agreement, we needed to do a budget amendment in which was also placed the mandate for me to sign that agreement. The governor's cabinet and the council of advice were really instrumental in getting this done within a week, just to show that if all of us would like to progress as a country and that we all want the same thing, that we can do things in a speedy manner. And I would like to thank very much the cabinet of the governor and the council of advice. The situation right now, the advice from council of advice was sent to the governor yesterday, and that is being prepared to go to parliament for approval. Hopefully by next week we can have that done, and then the week after, so by month end, we should be able to receive the funds, and then we are probably, most probably covered till the end of the year. The end of the year can be November or December, but also October, depending on our financial situation, how it develops in the coming months.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
The uniforms from the Corps Police is in Martin. When are we going to see them back on the road? Because this yellow, bright blue thing is working on my nerve. And I think there's a lot of more people. So maybe they can give us that. You mentioned something about the uniform there. So I don't know how fast it's going to be. The plates, the license plates. All the Dutch vehicles that came from Holland have a yellow license plate. By this point of time that we are in, these Dutch plates supposed to be under St. Martin license plate. So all the police vehicles, custom vehicles, all vehicles that came under the European license plate need to change and have a local insurance inspected by the local inspector company. Where are government right now? So far with them, because you cannot be controlling with those vehicles to people, and yourself is violating the traffic ordinance. And the last questions, then I don't have to ask no more. Can you confirm to me, because we came out with a story that the chief custom, Mr. Antonio Duran, was he present at the border control whereby he was arrested on the French territory for being intoxicated, and did it pass it over to the Dutch authorities, and did they drop him off and never report his incident in the police report? Can you confirm for me? Because I have a rumor that he's saying that he was in the office, but 721 News is the most reliable news website. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson, for your questions. The uniforms should be coming in September. The exact colors and shapes, I'm 100% sure of, but overall, we always talk about having blue on the street. We can't say we want to be safe and not see them. It doesn't quite happen that way, so we have to make sure that we just understand that they have a job to do, just like we have a job to do and you have a job to do, and respect each other's time, space, and energy. Number two is the change in the number plates. I believe that as government, as a police, we have to lead by example. Respect is a two-way street, and if we try to hold some kind of double standard, it will send the wrong message. So I am very much aware, and everyone will be following the law as they're supposed to. Thirdly, the situation with Mr. Duran. Mr. Duran is on leave. Let me first state that. Secondly, I have asked for a report of the incident, but right now I cannot make any further comments. The request for additional information went to both sides, both the Dutch side as well as the French side, so that I will be able to get an objective report on what needs to be done next, or if anything needs to be done. So again, we have to be very careful. I believe, Mr. Wilson, as well, we are busy with the complaints committee for situations like yours as well as others, and that committee is being put in place so that we do have somewhere where the citizens of our country can go and report anything, and we want that independence of that committee to be able to address these issues, because you can't just rely on internal affairs, for example, because we need to have that independence and that objective body to address any kind of complaint.